Hey everybody, it's Jake Mace, the vegan athlete, and I'm here in the Phoenix Tempe area, kind of at the base of South Mountain. And I used to always come to this area because I used to golf on some mini tours, and I used to train at the Legacy. So we're really close to the Legacy Golf Resort, but we're at the farm at South Mountain. There's a lot of really cool things going on at the farm at South Mountain. I don't know why I come here. I kind of just like to walk around because they have some full mature pecan trees, full mature Asian pear trees. They really have a kind of an ancient kind of gardening feel to this place. It's a great place for families, and you can check them out at thefarmatsouthmountain.com. In addition to great restaurants, lots of weddings and events, they have an incredible array of different kinds of fruit trees, which really interests me, the fruit trees. When I was here last time, at the back of the property, I saw this tree, which I can show you behind me. And that's a Loquat tree that looks fantastic. It's probably multiple decades old. We're trying to think around 30 plus years old. Has a great structure, a nice canopy, and it's putting off some loquats. Lots of new growth, but we want to try to feed this tree today and give it some nutrients that it can use to put off more fruit and protect itself from the summer heat. So let me show you guys the 3 things we're going to use today to put inside the well of the tree to feed it and to make it the healthiest loquat tree in all of Phoenix. We're going to use 3 things to feed this loquat tree today. Number 1 is mulch in the form of really good wood chips. Number 2 is biodynamic active organic compost. And this one looks fantastic. Really full of mycorrhiza and microscopic life. And number 3, we got an amazing container of incredible worm castings that were locally produced here at the Vermilove Worm Farm. You can go to vermilove.com. And this person creates a really high quality worm casting. There's even some red wigglers and some worms left inside the castings, and I'm telling you, this stuff just looks like pure food for the tree. So we're gonna combine these 3 elements into one, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to apply it to feed this incredible ancient loquat tree. We're probably about 1 month away from them being ripe. And we were trying to date this tree because the structure was built around the time of World War II, and we think this tree might be, 30 plus years old at least. We noticed that it has really nice looking leaves. They're on flood irrigation here, so it gets irrigated about once a week, and then it gets hit with flood irrigation about twice a month, which has a lot of good river style minerals in it. We noticed down below there's an incredible well. So there's a berm that's very large. It's probably the perfect size for this tree. But inside of it is not much going on at this present time. We got some lava sand in here, we got some leaves, that's really good. We got some of the mulch, some of the kind of wood chippy kind of material. So we need to feed this tree. So I want to show you guys how I feed trees, not just babies, but mature ones like this, especially at this time of the year, in the springtime, when they're about to put on flowers and fruits and new leaves, and they're going to kind of help to pump themselves full of nutrients before the intense Phoenix area summer heat happens. We got to feed them now before the heat happens to give them a chance to survive the desert sun. If you guys check out the video I did last week, I showed you guys some full mature mango trees and avocado trees at the base of Squaw Peak Mountain. And one of the secrets of the mango lady who runs that property was to till in fresh compost full of nutrients 3 or 4 times a year. We're gonna do the same thing today at the farm at South Mountain with this loquat tree, and my man Derek and my man Dylan are gonna help me out today. Normally I do all the work, but today these guys are gonna help me out. I get to just watch, and I'll add the worm castings while they add the wood chip material, which is full of broken down organic matter. And they also have some really healthy biodynamic active compost here that looks, in my opinion, looks really amazing. It's really broken down. It's very neutral smelling. It smells like the forest, which is always a good sign. And we're gonna combine these 2 things together and then add worm castings. So let's go for it, and we'll get to work. So we got Derek here, right?
Yeah.
And you're dumping the compost.
Yep.
And then what I'll do is I'll start spreading it out. Now, as I'm spreading this compost out, 2 things I'm keeping in mind. Number 1, I'm creating kind of a lasagna effect inside the well of the tree. Number 2, I don't want to suffocate the tree, so I don't want to bury it too deep. We're just going to lay about a 3 or 4 inch layer, and that way the roots of the tree are not suffocated, but yet we're completely covering the entire well with fresh compost, worm castings, and mulch. want to encourage you guys to go to the farm at southmountain.com. And when you guys come down here, try to find this loquat tree. It's a great place for like a picnic or to hit a nice restaurant. They have 3 restaurants here. One is called Quiescence. They have a brunch restaurant called Morning Glory, and they have another one called the Farm Kitchen. So whenever I go to restaurants in this kind of area, I try to find the one that has good vegan options. But I want you guys to come here to the farm at South Mountain and try to find this loquat tree. And if it's ripe, don't steal all the fruits. Make sure to be polite and ask for permission. But try to find this tree and marvel at the health of the leaves, at the health of the soil, at the canopy. Whoever's pruning this tree does a really great job pruning it. It's got a nice shape to it. My rule of thumb over at Longevity Gardens for my fruit trees is to feed them about 3 times a year. And timing is key, just like in the martial arts. The person who has good timing can land those kicks and punches, and the gardeners who have good timing will have a successful garden. So feed your trees like this before the summer hits in the springtime. That way they get fed before it gets hot. Feed them at the end of the summer, once the summer heat temperatures break, and then also feed them just before they go dormant in the winter time. I wouldn't really feed them in the middle of the summer because I feel like the trees in the Phoenix area kind of lock up in the heat of the summer, and they tend to just kind of hang on for dear life. So feed them before the summer, feed them after the summer, and feed them just before the other trees go deciduous. Now we're gonna add in these amazing worm castings from Vermilove. I wish worm castings were edible because over the years I've been gardening, I really feel like they're really delicious. I think they smell really neutral, they look fantastic, and I just can sense, I can close my eyes and sense the amount of nutrients that are contained in this container that this tree will just drink up. So here we go. Let's spread it out kind of evenly. And I'm not gonna bury the tree's roots, I'm gonna kind of just go evenly around the well, then we're gonna kind of rake them in. I think that if I was gonna marry my wife Pam again, I'd wanna marry her underneath this loquat tree here at the farm. Okay, now we're dumping the wood chips, and the wood chips are key because kind of like when you have your car in a parking lot and you put the windshield shade to guard your seats in your car from the heat, the tree needs the wood chips to guard the ground from the heat. But the wood chips also will become excellent soil as they break down. They're also going to keep the moisture in the roots of the tree, and they're going to eliminate most of the evaporation back into the air. So it's a great way to kind of keep the roots moist and improve all the active life in the soil. At my gardening workshops, I talk about when we were all kids, we all had a lizard or a fish or an aquarium or a terrarium, right? And we had to create an ecosystem inside of our house in these aquariums or terrariums. And as gardeners, we have to do the same thing. We have to create an ecosystem in the ground to encourage life for the plant or the tree or the garden. I also just think that aesthetically the wood chips look really nice. They kind of add a little bit of an urban farm feel to your tree visually. Hey, so Dylan, what do we have inside this container?
Right here we have lava rock, and this is actually pretty good for like keeping minerals down within the soil and stuff like that.
Right.
It's also good for keeping like water temperature inside underneath like the patch right here we just did with the wood chips.
I totally agree, and you guys have a lot of this on site here, right?
Yeah, we got a pretty big mound in the back.
And see how it's really broken down. I just think that, like what Dylan says, it helps to keep moisture in the soil, but drain at the same time.
Yeah, that's right.
And kind of allows the microbes to kind of cling on and create their civilizations on this lava rock. So we're gonna add some of this in there as well.
Yeah.
Let's dump it. Let me grab that square one. And we're gonna just kind of spread it out. And then the, again, like I say, the catalyst that brings this all together is the water. So I'll show you guys how I water this thing last thing here. Now the farm at South Mountain will have their flood irrigation kick in, which is gonna be really good for this tree. It wells up like a lake, the whole property. And it's really something to see. If you guys are here at the farm when the irrigation's on, it's pretty amazing because it makes this whole place like a living river, and the pecan trees just drink it up. But freshly spread food in the form of worm castings, compost, lava sand, and mulch like leaves and wood chips needs to have water sprayed on it to kind of jumpstart the process of it breaking down into the tree's root system. So I'm going to just kind of spray this down, get it kind of wet, and that way all the worm life, all the roly-polies, all the earwigs, and all of the beneficial microbes can kind of start their thing and do their thing under the ground. And then when I'm gone, the people that kind of maintain this amazing loquat tree here at the farm can add some more leaves or wood chips on top to make it look a little more aesthetically pleasing. And then it's supposed to rain this weekend in Phoenix, like a 70% chance of rain this week. If that happens, this is perfect timing because all that rainwater will combine with this new food to make a really healthy tree and healthy environment. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode. Hope you liked it. Hit the like button and subscribe for me. Share this video and add it to your favorites because I love coming to you guys to show you incredible mature trees and how we keep them healthy over the years. If you guys ever want to come down to the farm at South Mountain, they have lots to do here, restaurants, picnics, wonderful fruit trees, an amazing garden, and restaurants like Quiescence that have some good vegan food. And tell them Jake Mace sent you. Go to the farm at southmountain.com. Check me out on Instagram at Jake Mace Tai Chi, and also my Urban Gardening in Arizona Facebook page. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to go vegan and grow your food at home.